Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I am Priti Chandra and I teach science of class 8 in this channel. And if you are interested with it, then please take a moment to subscribe my channel. Please see this video till the end and share it with your friends as well. So today we are going to continue the chapter that is crop production and management, our first science chapter. Okay, so also I have done with the previous parts of this chapter in the previous videos. If you want to see that, then I will give the link in the description box. You can watch it as well. So without wasting some much time, let's continue with our session. So we had already done what we have done, that what is a crop, then we have done how many types of crops are there, what is an agriculture, and we have done also three steps of agricultural practice, that is preparation of soil we have done, and we have also done showing, that means putting the seeds down to the soil, inside the soil at a very distance and very proper depth. Okay, and today we are and also we have done that adding manure and fertilizers. Okay, because manure and fertilizers are very important for the growth of plant, and it is given to the plant as a nutrients. Okay, it is given to the plant as a nutrients for the better yield of the crop. Understood this much? So with this I'm starting today's part, and today's part is um, today's part we are going to learn. Wait, I have to see what we are going to learn today. Today we are gonna do. Okay, sorry. We have also done the irrigation part also. Okay, we have also done the irrigation parts. There are some traditional irrigation, traditional methods, and there are some modern methods. Okay, traditional methods are chain pump, dekli, rahat. These are traditional methods, and the modern methods are sprinkler system and drip irrigation. Okay, sprinkler irrigation or drip irrigations are the modern methods of irrigation. Irrigation means what is the main thing about irrigation. Okay, the supply of water to the crop at a regular interval or regular day per day is known as the irrigation. Okay, so we have also done what how can we protect from weeds, how can we protect the weeds, we protect the weeds, and this process is known as weeding. Okay, and we can protect our weeds by simply picking it up or by using weedicides. Okay, weedicides are the chemicals which are being used to remove the weeds from the crop. Okay, and what are weeds? Weeds are the undesirable or unwanted plants that grow along with the crop. Okay, the other plants you can see in the field along with the crop that we are growing, these are called the weeds. Okay, so we have also done that some animals or some microorganisms eat up the fruits or the crops. They are known as the pest, and they can be controlled by pesticides. Okay, they are known as pest and they can be controlled by pesticides. Okay, so with this we are going to start today's topic, and that is harvesting. Okay, what is today's topic? Today's topic is harvesting. Okay, so let's continue with what is in harvesting today. Okay, so see here, first of all, see, harvesting. Harvesting is what? Harvesting means cutting down the crops after it is matured. Harvesting of a crop is an important task. The cutting of crops after it is matured is called harvesting. Maturement, it has already grown up and we can now cut it, and we can now make it as grain and we can eat it. Okay, so this is the main definition of mature. Maturement, it is already done, all work are already done, and we can now consume the food. Okay, the cutting of crop after it is matured is called harvesting. In harvesting, crops are pulled out to close cut to the ground. So in the harvesting time, the crops are cut down by different types of tools, that are we can cut it by combine also, and we can cut it down by the sickle. Okay, sickle is that, like I can show it now. Sickles is like this. See here, this is the sickle by which the farmer used to, and this is the traditional method. This sickle is used very ancient time. Okay, these sickles are being used for harvesting the crop, for cutting down the crops. So these sickles are being used and they are cut it very closely to the ground of the crop. Okay, it usually take 3 to 4 months for a cereal uh, crop to mature. So 3 to 4 months always it will take for the crop to be matured or the crop to be made. Okay, harvesting in our country is either done manually by sickle or by machines called harvester. So it can be done by the sickle, that is in our villages many farmers are done it by the sickle, and by the harvester, which is the, that is harvester means that is a traditional method, that is a modern methods we are using, and that is in harvester. It is also controlled by the tractor also. In the harvested crop, the grains seeds need to be separated from the chaff. So the grains need to be separated from the shafts. This is called threshing. So what is a threshing? The grain seeds, that means the seed which we are getting, we will acha, you take an example of paddy. Okay, so paddy is a rice. Okay, and we till at last we are getting the rice. Okay, at first we are getting the grains, and from that grains we have to take it out the shafts, that means the covering of the grains. Okay, so see here, I'm drawing here, I will clear it out. So see, you take the rice or the paddy, it is like that now. So it also have a covering of like this, some parts are also covered, so that we get the rice from that, and it is so like this. Okay, so this covering is known as the shaft. Okay, so these grains are these grain seeds need to be separated from the shafts. This process is called threshing. Okay, and this can be done by a machine that is known as combine. Okay, combine is a machine which is used for threshing. Okay, which in fact are combined harvester and thresher. So it is also controlled by the harvester and thresher also. So see here, this is the combine by which we can cut down the crops also, and we can separate the chaff from the grain. Okay, and the sickles are only for cutting down the crops. Okay, so here now we are gonna do that what is a harvest festival. So after the harvest, that is a very good time that we are getting a crop. So that is a very good time, and it is a happy time for getting the crop. So that's why farmers paint, or farmers uh, do a festival with which is known as the harvest festival. After 3 or 4 months of hard work, there comes the day of the harvest. So 3 to 4 months के बाद we are getting the crop as a very good matured crop. So after that, the day comes which day we are going to harvest it, we are going to cut it. The sight of golden fields of standing crop laden with grains fills the heart of farmers with joy. So these make the farmers heart with a very good joy and sense of well-being, or a very impressive heart. Okay, so these are the festivals. The name of the festivals are in Bengal we can say at Pongal, we can say Baishakhi, which in Bengal, Holi, we can tell Diwali also, Nabanya and Bihu. These are the name of different places of this harvest festival. Okay, so next we have storage. Okay, after harvesting we must store it, otherwise it will be eaten by many microorganisms, birds or rats. Okay, otherwise the full process fully process will be go very bad, go damage. Okay, so what is a storage? Harvested grains need to be stored before they made available for consumption. So before we eat, before we consume that, before we eat, we need to store the harvested crop or the harvested grain, otherwise we will eat all the things as well in one day. Okay, that can't be possible. Okay, so harvested grains need to be storage in a very good storage packaging system. Okay, to prevent this spoilage, what to do to prevent spoilage? To spoilage means that after storing or before storing, it may be spoil, it may be damaged. Okay, so if we don't store, then it may be damaged. That's why we are storing the crops or the grains we are getting after the harvesting. It is necessary to ensure that both the grains and the storage area are free of moisture. So it is also necessary that where the storage are been done, there will be no moisture. Okay, no air, no air will be there, but no much moisture will be there. Okay, it is free of moisture. The storage area should be kept clean and dry. So where we are going to storage it, there the area will be clean and dry. Pesticides should be sprayed beforehand to keep away pests. So the pits are those which can eat our storage food also. So that's why all the time per day we have to spray pesticides along the grains. Okay, so these are some safety of grains after storage. Okay, next, this is the very big things about storage. So see here, storage of a produce is an important task. If the crop grains are to be kept for a longer time, they should be safe for moisture. So if you want to eat the crop after 1 or 2 years, then you have to keep it and store it. Otherwise, it will get moisture, and it can be eaten by insects, rats, and other microorganisms. So we need to storage it. The fresh crop has more moisture, so if freshly harvested grains or seeds are stored without drying, they may get spoiled or attacked by the organism. So see here, after you take all the harvested crop and store it at that time, as well at that time, then it may damage, because the freshly matlab you are taking the crops from the field, and with that time we have to dry it in the sunlight also, because the fresh grains also have some moisture, and if we store at that time, then it can also damage or spoil our sheets. Okay, hence before storing them, the grains are properly dried in the sun to reduce the moisture in them. This prevents the attack by insects, pests, bacteria, fungi, and other microorganisms. फार्मर स्टोर ग्रेन्स इन जूट बैग ऑफ मेटालिक बीन्स. सो फार्मर क्या करते हैं, वो स्टोर ग्रेन्स इन द जूट बैग्स और मेटालिक बीन्स ऑल्सो, एंड दिस इज वेरी स्मॉल. दिस इज द स्मॉल scale storage, that is jute bags or metallic bins. However, large scale storage of grains is done in silos and granaries. These are the large scale storage, okay, to protect them from pests like rats and insects. Dried need leaves are used for storing food grains at home. So dried need leaves, so here will be no need leaves, it will be neem leaves. Okay, so these neem leaves are very good things that can protect our crops from rats or other moisture. Okay, that is done in the village area. The leaves are only spread on the grains, and that is stored. That means the pest or other insects, rats cannot eat them up. For storing large quantity of grains in big ground godowns, especially chemical treatments are required to protect them from pests and microorganisms. So they use different type of chemicals for protecting them from microorganisms or other pests or rats. Okay, this is the process which we are going to do in the storage. Okay, understood this much? And see here, these are the silos of storage and grains. These are the silos. These are very big, the large scale. Okay, this is the silos, and this is the granaries which we are doing for storing the food or the crop. Okay, next we have increasing crop yields. Okay, so see here, increasing crop yield, this should be at first, but it has given at last, so we can't do that, but I can explain it very well. Carrying out the basic agricultural practice system can substantially increase crop yield. Techniques such as mixed cultivation and crop rotations can increase crop yield further. So we know that we are doing very good things. Very agricultural factories are we using for the growing of the crop yield. We can the best crop yield, but also we can also do it by mixed cultivation and crop rotation to increase it more crop yield further. Okay, so now we are gonna do what is crop rotation and what is mixed cultivation. See here, what is a mixed cultivation? In mixed cultivation, two or more different crops are shown in a particular field. So what is a mixed cultivation? See here, this is a field. You take this is a field as well. You want to take it. See, this is a field. Okay, and see, these are there are some rows also. Okay, you left. Don't take rows. Okay, you don't take rows. You take column 1 and 2. So here the mixed cultivation means, see, here will be only paddy, here will be paddy, here will be wheat, and there will be something other vegetable. So in a single field we are growing 2 or 3 crop at together. So this is known as a mixed cultivation. Okay, understood. And now second is the crop rotation. This is not a mixed cultivation. Okay, crop rotation means, see, in one year, in the first year we are growing the paddy. In the first year we are growing paddy, and in the second year, listen, that is year. Okay, in the second year we are growing the same thing in the same field. Okay, that is wheat. Okay, understood. This is the crop rotation, changing crop sequence to create an unstable and inhospitable environment for weed establishment and survive. Okay, so see, this is the main thing about crop rotation. See, first year we have grown paddy, and the same field we are growing in the second year the wheat. So this is known as the crop rotation. Okay, now what we are gonna do, that is food from animals. So we can get many food from animals. So animals is also known as the if we rear animal or livestock, it is also known as the agriculture. Okay, animals also provide us with different kind of foods. Animals also provide us with milk, with meat we are getting from animals also. Many people living in the coastal areas consume fish as a major part of their diet. So in the coastal areas, like Bengal, we they consume fish. They consume the machli, we can tell, the fish as a major part of their diet. That is a very major. That means it is very maximum part of their diet. Food is obtained from plants. We have just seen that the process of crop rotation involves a number of steps like selection of seeds, showing, etc., etc., or storage. Similarly, animals reared at home or in a farms have to be provided with proper food, shelter, and care. When this is done on a large scale, it is called animal husbandry. So, what here they are telling? See here, we are taking very good steps. We are taking very important topic for growing up seed to a very big plant. Okay, like storaging, showing it, cultivating it, doing that, protecting from weeds. So in the case of animals also, we are doing that. We are providing proper food, shelters, and care also, by which they are growing up, then they are also giving us their products. Okay, so this process is known as the animal husbandry. Okay, understood this much? This is very important. Animal husbandry is a process. Next we have domesticated animals. So see, the cow, buffalo, goat, they are very useful to our life. Okay, just say cow give us milk, buffalo also give us milk, goat also give us milk and also meat. Okay, so see there, this is husbandry. So we obtain many kind of food item from animals, rearing animals on a large scale for food and other needs. This is known as the animal husbandry. Simple. Okay, next. Okay, wait, sorry. Next we have milk. So milk is obtained from animals, okay, such as cows, buffalo, and goat. It is used to prepare variety of foods such as butter, ghee, cheese, and curd. So these are the different products are getting from the animals. Okay, so meat is also obtained from animals such as goat and chicken. People also eat many kinds of fish, shrimps, lobsters, and other sea animals meat. Okay, next we have egg. It is obtained from birds such as chicken, turkey, and goose. Okay, so these are obtained from these types of birds, the eggs. Okay, and this is honey. Honey is obtained from honeybees. The practice of rearing honeybees for honey is known as apiculture. So see here, if you reared or if you reared the livestock of honey, then this process is known as apiculture. Okay, so see here, so this is apiculture. We called it as apiculture. So rearing of honeybees is known as the apiculture. Simple. Okay, and honey is obtained from the honeybees. Okay, and rearing of honeybees is known as the apiculture. Okay, next. Next we have facts about crop. So we don't need to do anything about facts about crop. So next we are ending our video till here. Okay, so next we don't have anything, and with this we are completing this full chapter here. Very good word for telling that the full chapter has been completed here. And if you have any doubt regarding this chapter or other chapters of class 8 science book, then you can ask me without any fear of something. Okay, you can ask me. I will hurry uply make my solution, and I will try my best to answer your questions, and I will give it to you also. Okay, so see, this is with this I'm completing the chapter here, and I know that this chapter is very understandable to you all. So thank you so much. And if you have doubt regarding this chapter, I know this is my first chapter we are reading. I don't know that how I have teach this chapter, so I'm telling that if any problem is there, then you can comment me in the comment section. So with this I'm signing off from the video. Thank you so much. And we are going to forward this all the chapters. With the second chapter we are going to do in the next video. So for thank you so much for watching the video, and if you like the video, then give a thumbs up, and also you can comment me in the comment section below. Okay, and thank you so much. Bye.